This stunning Austin 6, next JS Coupe. What would a classic car show be without at least one Morris Minor? What a great car that is. A Rover Coupe, that's quite a rare sight now. It's quite a late one based on the Mark III CA, I suspect. Stunning Rover here. That is beauty, isn't it? I might have to go and have a look. What a cracking looking car that is. So you can see how the Series 1 evolved via the Series 2 into that, the Series 3, slightly mad reliant. Well, good morning folks, and welcome to a slightly damp Capesthorne Hall. The forecast is a little bit shaky today, but we're used to that here in the UK, so we thought that's not going to deter us. It is the first of a two-day gathering here in the grounds at Capesthorne. Today the special marque is Jaguar in front of the main hall. Tomorrow it is Mercedes-Benz. We're here early doors as always in the trusty little Mazda. What cars will turn up today, who knows? The weather may put off a few people, but the hardy types that tend to come along to these shows shouldn't be put off by a little bit of dampness in the forecast. So fingers crossed we'll be in for a great day as always. Lots of Jaguars will be here today. Stunning 1965 Mercedes here, one of the fin-tail cars. This stunning Austin 6, I've got a feeling we saw this one at Goresworth. Two classic American cars, we saw this one at Marbury Merry Days recently. And over there, a mighty Cadillac. The immaculate Datsun next is our 280 ZX. Next JS Coupe. Followed by MG Midget's 1500. Mercedes-Benz 190E. Followed by Vauxhall Corsa. Ford Escort XR3i. Followed by Jaguar, quite possibly going in front of the main hall today. Is this a Ford LTD, I think? Next up, a facelift XJS. Next, to head down the Capesthorne driveway is this lovely Thames 307E van. What a bobby dazzler that one is. Hotly pursued by Aston Martin, taking it easy over the cattle grid. A Nissan wagon here. the XK8, the Audi Cabriolet, and another XK8 Coupe. Hear that beautiful V8 burble. Great little Triumph Dolomite here. You can just make out the Lovell telescope over at Jodrell Bank on the horizon there. Here's the second Triumph TR of the morning so far. Usually there's a good turnout of club members' cars at these particular meetings. Good to see another MX5 as well. And here we've got one of the Wolseley versions of the good old BMC Land Crab. Now is this the Wolseley 6? A 6-cylinder car. It's got a nice purr to it. It is indeed. More Dolomite action. And the first Jaguar E-Type of the day. Very, very nice too. Looks like we're in good company today. Quite a few modern classics arrived already. A little Rover there, the 45. And an E46 3 Series BMW Cabriolet. Oh, we have a bit of British Leyland history here. The super rare now Austin Ambassador, no less. Hey, how cool is that? What would a classic car show be without at least one Morris Minor? And here we have a fantastic 1966 two-door saloon, followed by a Jaguar XJ8. And from behind the tree we see a beautiful Austin Healey 3000. Makes its way slowly past this very distinctive MGB GT in grey. What a great colour to see it be in. A gaggle of Jaguars. The XF followed by a Mark II, very nice too, and the Occurrences blue. And then a 64 behind that, in a slightly lighter metallic blue. XK behind that. Next up, the MG RV8, a model introduced to sort of reawaken the public's interest in the MG marque before the MG-F was launched back in the 1990s. There is that amazing MGB GT, really nice colour that one. And talking of MGBs, we've got a 64 MGB Roadster, chrome bumper car of course by that point in time, followed by a slightly later but still chrome bumper MGB GT. And a lovely MG Magnet with many, many badges on it. This is a Veritone model, I believe, with a bigger back window and a two-tone paint job. And the MG ZS, based on the Rover 45. And a whole gaggle of MG is pouring in now. Lovely Roadster on mini-light wheels. Another one on wire wheels. A bit of variety here today. Good to see some old cars turning up. There's the MG version of the Rover 75. Another MX5 roof down, putting us to shame. Mark 1 Ford Fiesta, big wheels, followed by Sierra Sapphire Cosworth. And behind that, Volkswagen Scirocco. Speed Hump has already caught someone out today. The Renault 5 GT Turbo, no less. Vauxhall Nova SR. Somewhat modified Skoda approaches the Speed Hump of Doom. Rear engine, of course. We've got a little E36 BMW Compact, the hatchback version of the 3 Series Beamer, followed by another identical car, but this one in dark blue. Then we've got an E46 compact, a slightly later car behind that. Again hatchback. And another 3 Series, much older, the E30. This is a 2-door car. Now what engine have we got in that one? Very nice car. That's a 318i, so it's a 4-cylinder. And taking it very gingerly. Have a little 7 of some description. The M535i BMW, we see at quite a few of the events that we get to. And that's always joined by this 840i, the V8 8 Series Coupe. Lovely sounding car, that one. We saw that one at the Ironworks Centre, as well as many other places. That's pursued by an E39 series, and this will be taking it very gingerly indeed. Now this is a bit of me. This is the Ford Consul Mark II. Nice, great 50s classic. Great to see that one here today. It's always fantastic to see this like the earlier cars. What a great car that is, the 4-cylinder, about 1700cc give or take. And a Volvo PV, the 544. Ooh, I've got happy memories of owning these. What a fantastic car that is. All left-hand drive these were, never sold here in the UK.
No, they weren't.
What a great car that is. What do we have there? Kit car of some description, but I'm not quite sure what we're looking at. It says Blaze Motorsport on the back, but I'm still none the wiser on that one. Might have to have a look at that one a bit later. Behind that, an MGB GT on the Ross style wheels, or Rose style, as produced by Rubery Owen. The Mark 1 Golf Cabriolet by Carman, same company that did the Beetle Cabriolets way back in the day. And we've got Porsche, followed by Nissan Figaro, which was based on the Nissan Micra. Real retro design, this one. And we've got, well, the cars are pouring in now. R129 era of Mercedes-Benz SL. A Rover Coupe, that's quite a rare sight now. Followed by a Subaru and a Granada of the early 1980s. Who remembers owning one of these? That's 1985, it's on a C plate. Not sure we've seen this one before. Behind that, tucked away in the shadow of the Granada, a little Reliant kitten, a 4-wheel Reliant kitten. There's the MGB there, squeezing door handles with a BMW wagon, a German registered BMW. And cars, as far as the eye can see now, they've suddenly started appearing. A youthful assistant doing a video for his channel too, so check out Car Traction for his take on all the cars that are here today. Indeed, morning. Lovely XJR there, that's the V8 supercharged car. Lovely, about 370 brake horsepower in standard form, but they are quite tunable. You can put different supercharger pulleys on them and all that kind of thing, and you can get a lot more power out of that engine. 4 litre in the XJs. The XK8s were 4.2 litre. Yeah, what a handsome machine that is. Although I am biased because we used to own an XJR in midnight blue. That's followed by a 5-door Sierra. Sounds like a V6, yep, it's a 4x4, the XR 4x4. Super Triumph GT6 Mark III, the 2 litre straight 6, burbling away there. A fastback body based on that of the Spitfire, of course. The Mini Rio limited edition. Porsche there, and behind that, one of the XJ40 era of Jaguars. Presumably this will be going in front of the main hall. Behind that, a Honda S2000 and a Triumph TR6. I hesitate to say this, but it's actually brightening up a little bit. Kind of. Another classic Reliant, this time the Scimitar GTE, the SE6 version. The Toyota MR2 Mark 1 takes it easy over the speed hump of doom. The 65 Mustang should have no such problems. Plenty of ground clearance on these, but even so, you still take it easy. Likewise, the more modern version of the Mustang. And the classic XJ, this is the 6-cylinder car, the X300. The telescope is actually turning at the moment, slowly but surely, but every time we look, it's in a slightly different position. The Series 3 XJ, is it a 6? Is it a 12? Bit hard to tell from here. I recognise those legs there. There's a nice selection of Triumph Dolomites here today. Is that a Sprint? It's on the Sprint alloy wheels. I can see a D badge on the rear pillar, not the Sprint. Again, we'll have a proper look at the cars once they're all parked up a little bit later. A Mercedes SLK and a Staffordshire registered Triumph Dolomite in green. Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit wafts into view. A fantastic Bedford CA camper. That's quite a late one, based on the Mark III CA, I suspect. On an F plate, so late 67 or 1968. How groovy is that? Stunning Rover here. Wow, that's very swish. A Rover P2. I need to wipe my lens. A few spots of rain now. A whole gaggle now of BMWs parked up, which is great to see. We've had quite a few Beamers in the OCC family over the years. And here, there's another E33 series. It just goes past the Mercedes 190E. Very nice too. It's got an M badge. I think it's actually a 320 or 325i, this one. Lovely colour. Very nice car, yeah. 325i, so the straight 6. The E30 M3 had the 4-cylinder engine, but those had the 6. And to be honest, I think that's probably the one I would go for. The XJ behind that, one of the aluminium bodied XJs, the X350 I think that probably is. There was also the 358, which was a slightly later version, but they look pretty much identical, I think. Beamer's heading back to park up in this lineup, this really varied lineup of older BMWs, or mainly older BMWs, but yeah, what a sharp looking car that is. I remember my brother bought one of those many years ago. He bought a light silver metallic 325i, and that went very well indeed. S-Type Jaguar goes past. Yeah, we bought one of these for up in Blackpool years and years ago. Checked the oil before we set off, and there was no oil on the dipstick at all, so we had to drive to the nearest garage, chuck some oil in and hope for the best, and it ran perfectly all the time that he owned it. Fiat Abarth Spider. Facelifted XJS, different rear buttresses and rear side windows compared to the earlier cars. MGTF arrival. Nissan Bluebird, followed by Lotus, the Lotus Esprit. First stag of the day. Driving in now, a 1965 Austin A60 Cambridge. What a great old survivor that is. So few of these now at the shows that we get to. That's fantastic. Lovely two-tone paint jobs on these. Quite a few coming in now. Stag on an M plate. Jaguar X type. Another of the 6-cylinder X300 era XJ6s. Another beautiful Mark II Jaguar. Mark II Golf.
Smile.
Ford Escort Mark IV is next, followed by an RS Turbo. These two fine BMWs we see at many classic car gatherings that we get to. The 5 Series Beamer here and the 840, and we've tracked down the owner, so he's going to tell us a little bit more about this 840 BMW. So what have we got under the bonnet here then?
Well, this is the 1998 version, so it's changed from the 4 litre to the 4.4 litre.
Oh, I think Dad had a 7 Series with that engine in it.
On the 8 Series they didn't fit Vanos to it, so it's still like the simple version of the engine.
Got you. So you get to quite a few shows then, don't you?
Yeah, just the odd one.
We see you all over the place. We see at many places.
Yeah, my mother loves watching the videos.
She watches the videos, she follows the channel.
Big fan.
Fantastic. Well, say hello, what's her name?
Megan.
Megan, oh well, hello Megan, thanks for supporting the channel and watching all these videos.
Great. Yeah, this is the Sport version, so this has got the spoiler on the bottom.
Oh, I see, right.
It's got the sport seats.
Black let's have a quick peek inside, let's have a quick look inside then. I see, it's got the extra sort of, I remember some of the 5 Series had that extra bolster that came out on the seat, didn't it? The sort of the front bit.
Yeah, the steering wheel isn't standard, that's off a Z4M. Because they normally have the cartwheel steering wheel. I want one for modifications, but that was unbearable.
That's an easy one, isn't it? That's an easy one. That's lovely and clean in there, isn't it? Very nice too. Oh, thanks for showing us your fantastic BMW. There we go. Say hello to your mum.
Hello, Mum.
We've got a Mark II Cortina down there, followed by a very fruity sounding poppy Mark I Ford Escort, Rover Estate, another all aluminium XJ, a Lotus Eclat there, the M100 series Lotus Elan with very appropriate registration number. We see this one at quite a few of the events that we get to as well. The 1984 VW Fire van. MGB GT V8, 3.5 litre no less. What do we have? We've got a lineup of cars coming in now. Just been talking BMWs, quite a late Rover 75, different grille on those. Another Maestro beyond that. And another Rover 75. And one of the MG badged versions as well. Is this a V8? This is the MG, the 190 version of the ZT.
Oh, did they? These two are the slickest ones.
Yeah, so what have you bought now? Lumax motor lamp bulb. Oh my god, you have been busy.
You get some more if you want. There's loads of nice oil cans, I just picked those two.
Yeah?
Knots
and that's nice, isn't it? Let's have a look at that one. You can't probably... That's nice, isn't it? I like the way it's got E-knots stamped into the top there.
I got this one just because it's got the...
oh, that's lovely, that, isn't it?
Adjustable...
So I see your decision to stop buying memorabilia is going well.
No, I'm like... I'm restricted.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? What's that? Max stand?
Yeah, but you see how it's got this sort of...
Yeah, a flexible spout. Well, that is quite groovy, isn't it? Let's put that down there.
So that was 12 and that was 10.
Was it? That's lovely, that is, isn't it?
There's another one there if you want.
Wow, look at all those.
That was
Volt
15.
6, oh, it's a 6 volt.
They're all in there.
That's a bargain, isn't it?
There's another one if you want it.
That is beauty, isn't it? I might have to, isn't it? I might have to go and have a look.
Yeah, there's a store down there. It's got a crate full of oil cans, just as nice. It took me like 5 minutes to decide for those two.
Is it? Well,
yeah, there's loads of nice Brame ones and stuff. Like Brame and K's.
We're going to need a car with a bigger boot at this rate, aren't we? Right, go on then, pop them in there. That's really, really nice, that is, isn't it?
Who doesn't love a good bulb box?
Yeah, bulb boxes rock. Right. Go and show us where these were then.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really want to take the piss because it just happens.
Well, it had to be done. How nice are they? There's a bit of a damp feel in the air. I think we'll get these back in the car.
Some of those posters are good, aren't they?
Right? Posters. Oh yeah.
I like the old
Reims, yeah.
racing car.
Yeah, they are quite nice, aren't they? So we are in the sports car section as always whenever we take the MX5 to one of the classic shows events. There's a real gaggle, a mixture of latish sporty cars. So I'll just have a quick look down here. We've got a couple of Lotuses at the back over there, Porsches. There's that great Lotus Esprit. And on the end, an MR2 Mark III, I think. Mark 1 MX5 just down here. This is one of the ones that has the speakers built into the headrest. Different steering wheel, it's an automatic this one. So if you want a little sporty car but an auto, then get one of these. It's even got a tow bar on it. Wowzers, so it's a Unos, so this is a Japanese market car that's been imported in more recent years. Yeah, a few extra trinkets on the inside compared to ours. The wooden steering wheel rim, the wooden handbrake thingamajig.
It's weird seeing just two pedals down there, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Very, very good. Which is more than I can say for the wind. It's coming across a bit now. Let's have a quick scoot around just in case it rains late and that'll put a bit of a kibosh on things. And there's that Rover Coupe. That's a rare little car now, the Rover 220 GSI Turbo R8. R8 is this series of Rover. Only 6 on the road and 169 manufactured. So that was a rare car even when it came out all those years ago. Yeah, it's in really nice condition. Apologies for any reflections. 220 GSI Turbo. Yeah, that's a rare wee beastie. Next to that, lovely Austin Healey. I do like these, the big old BMC C-Series engine. Under the bonnet of that beauty, that's a fairly late one with the wind-up windows. Earlier cars had the removable side screens. 1962 Austin Healey 3000 Mark II, launched in 1962. Next to the Subaru we've got a Robin Hood 7. So this is a car very similar in spirit to the old Lotus 7 and the later Caterhams that came along afterwards. And on the end here we've got an MGB Roadster with the cross-hatched grille. Over here, Mark 1 Astra GTE. Let's have a scoot down here past the Rover and the Maestro, Capri Laser Edition on a D plate, 1986, and the Sierra, about 1982 or 3. There's the mighty Rolls Royce we saw driving in before. A couple of the big Rover 75 wagons. Earlier front on that one, a later front on that one. And a little 45 saloon. The Volvo. We used to have an estate one of those. There's that little Nissan Figaro. Am I right in thinking these were all automatic? I'm not sure. Yeah, quite a funky little retro car. There's that 280ZX, bonnet raised, showing off its magnificent straight six overhead cam engine. S-type Jaguar alongside the Fiat 500 Abarth, the 595 I think they are. And there's a little Abarth Spider. And the X308's the V8 Daimler. So it's the Daimler version rather than the Jaguar this time. So slightly higher trim spec, but otherwise pretty much identical. We've got the Mark IV Escort, XK8 Cabriolet, and on the end here, a four-wheel drive Transit. This is a rare sight, the Vauxhall Royale Coupe. Occasionally you see the Opel Monzas, which are very similar shape, but these Vauxhalls are seriously rare on the ground now. Yeah. So what's the late 70s, early 80s, this one, complete with Vauxhall mud flaps, which we approve of course. Always like a few dealer fit options on these older cars. Next to the Royale, Mark II version of the Ford Fiesta on aftermarket wheels, and there's that really groovy fire truck or fire van, the VW. You see this one here and there. What a cracker that is. Barbecue going on in here. And Allegro now, is this russet brown? I'm not quite sure of the official BL name for this colour, but russet brown sounds about right. It's on aftermarket wheels as well. Nice to see that. It's a four-door. Of course you could get estates as well. There's that maroon midget, the 1500 we saw driving in just a little while ago, alongside the Mini Sprite, one of many limited edition minis that Rover Group offered in the 80s and into the 1990s. Capri 2.8i here, bright red one, in immaculate condition. Very, very nice too. Restored by Tameside College Motor Vehicle Department. Always nice to see a few before and after photos of these restored cars. There's that Granada. That's on a C plate, yes, in 1985 or thereabouts. You've got a sunroof, and who remembers these sort of tinted perspex visors that you could get to put on the leading edge of your sunroof just to stop some of the buffeting when the sunroof's open. I remember Dad had one of those on his Saab Turbo in the early 1980s. On the end of the row here, the Austin Ambassador. So this was like an evolution of the old Leyland Princess. But whereas the Princess was a saloon and only had a little opening boot below the rear window, this, the Ambassador, was the full hatchback, no less, which is what the Princess should really have been all along, but I guess maybe it would have been a bit too much of a rival for the Maxi, perhaps. Yeah, it always made sense that a car that shape should be a full hatchback. This is a Vanden Plas version. It's definitely one of the plusher ones. Even got proper Ambassador Unipart mud flaps on it. So yeah, it's actually a really rare car. It's got the tilt slide sunroof as well. What a treat to see this here today. We'll amble our way down here past the red TR6, and here the Scimitar GTE. This is the larger Scimitar GTE. The earlier ones, the SE5 and the SE5A, were a little bit more compact. This is the SE6 era. It's on the W plates. Wolf Race alloy wheels. I think they all came on Wolf Race alloys, I think. So it's a bit of a larger car compared to the early one, still with the Ford V6 engine.
Working for the night every night and day. But I never lost one.
There's a bit of entertainment over there in the arena. But we'll keep going this way and past a little Mercedes-Benz SLK. A few bits and bobs for sale on the floor there, but I don't think there's anything we need. Saying that, we'll have a look before we go. Anyone need a badge for their Rover 2000 TC? Yours for £1. There's some old bits and bobs in here. Marina. Always have to have a look, you never know. Mini 1000. Got a nice badge, even if you just need a spare. It's still got its little mounting pips on the back, so that's good. Austin horn push. Wonder what that's out of. Mini, perhaps. Probably quite a hard thing to find now. Leyland DAF. Yeah, it's well worth having a look in these little boxes. That's quite a nice switch panel, actually. That could be out of an A35. They had these sort of funny shaped rotating wiper switches like that. So that could be A35, £12. That seems pretty reasonable. Yeah. Bit of everything in here. What's that? Mazda 626. Probably quite hard to find one of those if you're missing one. Marina, there we go. Got various door handles as well. Bit of a garage clearance here. What's that offer? Maestro or a Montego perhaps? I know someone who would probably like that. There's another one there. Sebring. Yeah. Actually some useful bits and bobs in here. Where have I seen those handles before? Yeah, so some useful bits and bobs in here for someone. Always drawn to old saloon cars at any of these meetings we go to. They always seem to be less represented nowadays than the sports cars. Sports cars always seem to be the ones that get, I suppose they get all the glory, but I do find myself drawn to old saloons. Cars like this Dolomite here. It's got the Dolly Sprint alloy wheels. So which model are we looking at here? It's an 1850 HL. What a practical classic that is. And sticking with Triumphs, a lovely Stag here with hardtop. These hardtops look so elegant, I think. Sometimes hardtops look like a bit of an afterthought, but that's not the case with these. For sale, 25,000. There you go. Yeah. Very sharp looking car, that one. And that heads up this quartet of Stags, some with roof down, some with roof up. All looking very swish in the magnificent surroundings of Capesthorne Hall in Cheshire. And let's keep walking down here. We've got an E-Type, a V12, that's a Series 3, 2+2 coupe. So it's got 2+2 because there are an extra pair of small seats in the back. It just makes it a little bit more practical than the old coupes that went before, which were strict two-seaters. Slightly longer wheelbase as well. And on the end here, the Land Crab up for sale, £4,000. A K-Reg, Austin 1800. Another one of Alec Isagonis' designs when he worked at BMC. It's a nice one there, so a tow bar, original number plates as well, which we like. Very nice. Super spacious saloons, all were 4-door saloons. Of course in Australia you could get the ute version of one of these, the pickup version, which is quite a rare sight. Occasionally you see one or two here in the UK, a couple have been imported in more recent times, but this is a lovely car. Again, the original plates on the front.
I had 85 out of it. That's all it was ever given.
There's nothing worse than seeing modern plastic plates on a car of this age, in my opinion. Not everyone will agree, but well,
take it with a pinch
We're
of
all
salt,
allowed an
but
opinion,
something
so that's really nice to see that one. We've got past the E-Type. A little Spridget here, flying the flag for both our YouTube channels. It's always nice to see, thank you. There's the white rubber bumper roadster there. The maroon chrome bumper roadster here, again with that sort of crosshatch grille on it. Another Stag here, and there is that lovely Volvo PV544 Sport. So twin carburetors. It's got the B18 engine or something like that. Apologies for any noises in the background, but yeah, what a great looking car that is. I didn't want to miss this one out. Yeah. Inspired very much by 40s Fords, apparently. These came out way back in the early 1950s. The PV444 that I had was 1952 or 53, so a little bit older than this car. My 444 had the split front and rear screens, whereas the 544 that I had a little bit later was pretty much identical to this, but in pale blue.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, what a great car. This is very popular in historic rallying, super tough cars. They drive really well, coil sprung all round. Like I said before, when we saw this one coming in, they're all left-hand drive, because this was a model that was never sold new here in the UK. So anytime you see one of these, it's been imported by someone at some point, but left-hand drive doesn't really matter, you soon get used to it. I quite like it, actually. Okay, we carry on along the road past a beautiful Volvo, which I think is my favourite so far today. We got this Mini Rio. We saw the Sprite before. Okay, I hope you can hear me. I'll just do this bit quickly. Here's that Wolseley 6. So we saw the Land Crab before, the Austin 1800, and this is the bigger brother to it, the Wolseley, the 6-cylinder transverse engine Wolseley. Quite a rare sight, that one. Next to that, the MG BGT V8, very nice too. And Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 2 alongside that. You can always tell the Shadow 2s because they've got these bigger blocker bumpers on them, but otherwise they're pretty similar compared to the earlier cars, although these cars allegedly do handle a little bit better, and I love the headlight wiper arrangements on these. More classic saloon action here, starting with this fin-tail Mercedes. Isn't that just a stunning car, real quality car, amazing quality these are. I would very, very much like to own one of these one day. Here, a very bonny Mark II Ford console, a two-tone Ford console. Now, what size engine are these? I was trying to remember before. Is it about 17 something, 1703 maybe? Either way, just look, hope you can see that interior. It's just lovely in there. Bench seats, very, very nice. Yeah, that is a lovely example in beautiful condition. I like the recreated dealer sticker in the back window as well. You don't see many of these GTs with the old steel wheels on them still. Very nice too. Ooh, we've got an MGA, debumpered MGA fixed head coupe. Sounds very purposeful indeed. Twin cam Alpha. Let's carry on down here. We've got an immaculate MG BGT, a gleaming engine bay there. Wow, that is incredible. We've got XJS here with XJS registration number, no less. It's got those sort of add-on shiny wheel arch trims. You always have to have a good look behind those if you're looking at buying a car with those fitted. It's a 3.6 with a Spridget here, the Midget 1500. TR4A, we saw this one on the Weaver Wonder very, very recently indeed. Was it last weekend, possibly? There's that great little Thames 307E van. The Morris Mine 1000, a two-door. Again, great to see these old saloons here. It's got some later seats in it for a bit of added comfort, but they all match though, don't they? Nice Roberts radio in there as well. Bit of Morris branded cushions in there. don't forget to check out the Old Classic Car merch store over on Redbubble. There's a link in the description because there's all sorts of bits and bobs in there now. Hundreds of goodies relating to different vintage and classic cars, so please check that one out. My youthful assistant is admiring the Mark III GT6, and what a bobby dazzler this one is. Very nice too. I wonder if this has got the Rotoflex suspension. The early Mark IIIs did, and the later ones they dispense with that. Yeah, big twin pipes sticking out the back. Perfect for a straight six like that. And the Triumph straight sixes, well, the 2 litres or the 2.5 just sound fantastic. Very compact little cabin in there.
I think it's had something taken out of the middle of the exhaust system to make it sound quite good.
Yeah, it does sound good. And there's the Honda S2000 and that fantastic Bedford camper here. How cool is that? Fiberglass body.
There's Cortina.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mark 1 Cortina rear lights. Yeah, yeah. Bit of information in the screen, so we'll check that out. What a great thing that is. Very comfortable too. Oh, the sun's come out, what's happening? So it's on the left plate, so that'll be late 67 or early 68. Oh, there we go, it's called Molly apparently. 1968 Dormobile. It'd be remiss of me to walk past this lovely old BMC saloon without giving it a nod of appreciation. And a C plate, 1965, the A60 Cambridge, 1622cc, 4-cylinder engine, slightly smaller version of the same B series unit that went into cars like the MGB. Thieves beware. Yeah, great to see this one, and again got a couple of old radios on the back seat there. Very, very nice. Nice seat covers there as well. Yeah, what a beauty that is. I like that one a lot. It's very, very usable classic. These roll along very well. Tough as old boots. Next to that, TR6, a white one. And a left-hand drive Triumph TR4, this powder blue car that we caught a glimpse of coming in before. What a lovely looking car that is. That is beautiful. Just, I'm not sure if you can see that interior, but how lovely is that? This looks perfect in that colour. I think they're such charismatic cars, these are. So the TR6 was very much an evolution of the original TR4. The 4 replaced the 3A, which was a much older looking car. This was a clean sheet of paper, and then it became the TR4A and the TR5 when they shoehorned the fuel-injected straight six into this body shell. And then that was replaced with this, the TR6, which if you look at the centre section and the windscreen, it's pretty much the same, but different front and rear ends on this particular car. Yeah, both lovely, lovely cars. But I do find myself drawn to this beautiful TR4. Great little moggy pickup, this one. I remember used to see this one. It started out life as a van, and it disappeared for a few years from some of the local shows and reappeared as this one-off pickup.
Robert, you see that car there?
Just go past this great little RS2000, complete with roll cage. And behind this Mercedes we have a particularly nice BSA Bantam. This is one of the early-ish Bantams, the 125cc bikes. How many people cut their teeth in the world of motorcycling with one of these back in the 1950s? Painted wheel rims is one of the sort of distinctive features of these particular bikes. Maybe it was cheaper than chrome, I don't know. Oh, what a great looking little bike that is. Fantastic BSA, Birmingham Small Arms. If you look at their logo you can see it comprises 3 upended rifles as a nod to their previous heritage. Oh, what a beauty that is. Look at this mighty Citroen CX. This is the Prestige model. This was the upmarket version. It's got alloy wheels on it. It's on a Y plate. What a cracking looking car that is. Occasionally you see the big estate versions of these, or the Turbo 2, but this is the Prestige, the posh one. What an incredible looking car that is. Look at the interior in there. It has the de rigueur vinyl roof, which set out all the sort of posher versions of particular cars compared to their more humble brethren. Well, I don't think I've seen one of those ever. The Prestige version of a CX. Oodles of space. Is this a longer wheelbase? It could be. Yeah, there's acres of space in there. I'm not sure if you can see in there, but lots and lots of legroom. Super comfy looking, squishy seats. This must be a treat to travel in this. There's a very bonny little Trojan 200 next to the mighty CX. Those two couldn't be more different really, could they? I like the little fog lamps on the front of here. This Hillman Imp Californian we saw 2 or 3 weeks ago at Goresworth Hall, and this is the super low mileage. It's got about 170 or so miles on it from new. It's on 212 now, so it's done about 50 miles since we last saw this a few weeks ago. But yeah, by all accounts totally original. Where it was, how it ended up surviving out of use for so many years, since the late 60s, is lost to the mists of time. I had a chat with the owner, who's also got a Renault 4CV, and even he doesn't really know how this came to survive in such original, unmolested and low mileage condition, but I'm just so glad that it does. There's a P4 Rover arrival, nice early one. And over here, with the classic Ford, the Cortina 1600E. Often these had vinyl roofs, not on this one, but yeah, very well stocked dashboard in these. The steering wheel very similar to that in the Lotus Cortina. There's lots of gauges along the top of the dash. Yeah. It's in beautiful condition, and often these are in like a metallic colours as well, blues and golds, that kind of thing. It's nice to see one in a solid red paint finish. Here is that Rover, gently pulling in, flashing indicators and pop-up semaphore indicators as well. Yeah. Nice one. Such a variety of vehicles here today. Set out from home this morning wondering what would turn up, but fortunately there's some nice cars here. Sometimes you just have to go out and ignore the weather forecast. Next to this really smart MG, this lovely Rover. Now this could be late 30s or just post-war. Very, very nice. P2, I think this one. It's got a different grille compared to the regular ones. Got one or two of those hanging up in the garage actually, back at OCC HQ. Yeah, suicide doors, front and back, rear hinge doors, front and back. This is your regular saloon. They also did the Sports, which had a lower roof line and just 2 windows per side. So this is what they called, or used to call, a 6-light bodywork back in the day.
Part of the specification, once you've upgraded the engine to this Duratec engine,
real quality cars, beautiful leather interior, wooden dash, very, very nice. Like I say, today is Jaguar Day, tomorrow it's Mercedes. Sadly we won't be able to get here tomorrow. So let's have a quick scoot around many of the Jaguars that are here today. There's that beautiful Ecuria Cos Blue, Mark II 3.8 litre. Ecuria Cos was an independent organisation that raced Jaguars back in the 1950s, C-types, D-types, all that kind of thing. I think they're still around today racing something or other, but this Mark II has been finished in Ecuria Cos Blue, and it's certainly one of the best colours for one of these cars. It's got up the cutaway rear arches, the Coombs rear arches, Coombs of Guildford, supplied Jaguars back in the day. and various mods were offered by them, including these cutaway arches. They often had louvered bonnets as well on the Coombs supplied cars. Different steering wheel in here. Yeah, manual with overdrive. Very, very nice. What a fantastic looking car for a mass produced car. That is just a joy. We'll carry on down here. Of course, we'll try and show a little bit of everything in these videos of the shows that we get to, and focus mainly on the older cars, because this is the old classic car channel. Another very original looking Mark II here. We saw these two driving in together earlier on today. Great to see them. Let's carry on down here. See some more over the back as well. XK's various. That's an XKR. You can always tell the supercharged XK8 by the louvers in the bonnet. Another X300 there, the 6-cylinder XJ. Got a 6-cylinder Daimler version of the X300 there. Slightly posher inside compared to the Jaguars. XJS, one of the latest examples of the XJS Coupe. Very nice too.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Would you like to learn something interesting about that Daimler?
Go on then.
It's, if you go at it, it's an X305.
X305 is it?
And they only made 87 of them because it's got a 6-litre V12 in it.
Oh, it's a V12 is it? Wow.
Yeah,
that is a rare.
87 from original.
Oh wow.
So it's a double 6. So I was talking to the guy.
Yeah, well, double 6 is a name that Daimler used way back in the 30s.
Yeah, so it's a V12
Right. Wow.
Daimler X305.
So that's top of the tree really, wasn't it?
6 litre, yeah.
Hence the red, white and blue side stripes, I guess.
There's a bit more than just a 3.
As backdrops go, it's pretty good. Let's carry on along here. That 190 Merc next to the Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Bright red Porsche and that beautiful Austin 6 that glided in much earlier today. What a fantastic looking car that is. We had a good look at this one at Goresworth Hall. If you've not seen that video yet, please check that one out. A big Triumph there on the end here. A 2-door Austin A35 with a slightly bigger engine from the later Morris Thousands, a 1098cc engine in this one. Ooh, great lineup of cars. There's that fantastic little comma. You see that one around here and there. MGB with bib on the front to protect the paintwork. An Escort twin cam. It's a very tasty little car, this one. Well, it's a Daimler, that yellow Series 3 that we saw come in before, here in front of the main hall at Capesthorne. A great setting. So let's have a quick scoot around here and just see what cars we can spot around here. Various XKs again. This is the Jaguar Enthusiast Club, local area members, I think. So what's this, a Mark 9? Let's have a look at the information and sheets here. Jaguar Mark 9 from May 1960.
Oh, I thought it was a 3.4.
You don't see many of these. It's always a treat to see these big old Jag saloons. Very nice too. Oh, yes, it's like Grandad's, isn't it? Yes, yeah, he's got that on it, isn't he? Oh, lovely light blue metallic. Now this could be zircon blue. Looks a bit like it. Looks pretty close. Let's carry on around here. Quite a lot of modern ones, but we'll keep looking for the older metal as always. Got an XJR here. HRH registration number. And King Charles inside. Oh, very nice too. Let's carry on scooting around here. I wonder if it's an XK anniversary, because there seems to be an awful lot of them. There's a Series 3 Daimler on the Kent alloy wheels. Very sharp looking wheels. I always think they really suit it. So again, Daimler. So this is sort of the slightly higher spec version of the rival Jaguar. Headrests in the rear seats. Very, very comfortable cabin.
It's lovely condition.
Yeah, it's a real Bobby Dazzler, isn't it? They often rust out round this windows, front and rear. You always have to have a good look at the bodywork around the windscreens, the front and the back of these, because they are a bit prone to corroding around there on these cars. Oh, that's a beauty, that one. Let's keep going round here. A Series 1 XJ. Oh no, that's a bit more my kind of thing.
Great colour.
Yeah, it's proper colour. Same colour as the XJ12 Series 1.
The only thing is,
I had many years ago.
Fantastic with a V12 grille.
I do like the V12 grills, I must admit.
Is it the same colour as yours?
It's the same colour as the V12 that I had.
Yeah, so if you put a V12 grill on
yeah, that would look the same, wouldn't it? So these are available with short or long wheelbases.
It's a 4.2. Is it a long?
This is the manual, the 4.2 manual. Yeah, manual. Really nice car. I do like these. 4.2 on the K plates. Yeah, I think they're just stunning looking car. Just really, really nice cars.
Blue looks really good though, doesn't it?
Just what a shape. So you can see how the Series 1 evolved via the Series 2 into the Series 3, which is alongside it. So slightly higher roof line, different bumpers on the later car compared to this one.
Same engine though, isn't it?
Pretty much the same engine, although this will be on carburetors 4.2. That'll be fuel injected, the slightly later car. But yeah, as reworkings go of an old design, the Series 3 was pretty successful, I think. Over here, a Daimler version of the XJ40 adorned with many, many badges, including one in the centre there, 1951, for the Festival of Britain. And apparently a relative of mine was involved in the design of the Skylon, I think. He was involved with the Festival of Britain, and a pane of glass from the Skylon actually ended up in their front door where they lived in Bognor Regis. But last time I looked, the door had been changed, but whether the pane of glass with this very distinctive symbol on it, whether that's survived or not, or whether it just ended up in a skip, I do not know, but hopefully it's still around somewhere. Yeah, very nice car. So this was the replacement for the XJ Series 3 that we were looking at a moment ago. Good looking cars. Okay. Oh yeah, it all goes down there, doesn't it? Yeah, it's quite the building, isn't it? It's quite a, as architecture goes, it's pretty.
Like at the back there's like a bridge. Over like
it's a pretty impressive building,
like
isn't
cool.
it? Yeah, it's quite something, isn't it? Yeah, quite the assortment of Jaguars. So there's quite a lot of modern ones there. So we'll pan over here and just admire this V8 XJR. A very fetching shade of black, very menacing looking. But yeah, great looking car that is. Very nice. Another XJ40 era car here. And its younger brother in front of it. Much taller car, these ones. You can see the roof line, compare that one. Yeah, much bigger car to the one behind. Yeah. Jaguars as far as the eye can see. And here, what looks to be another XJR, the 6-cylinder XJR6.
No, it's just got an XJR.
Or has it just got an XJR grille?
An XJ Sport, I think, but it's
Is
an
it?
XJ Sport.
Is it? Right. You do sometimes see the sports with the XJR grills on them, and they do look a lot better, don't they? Yeah, much nicer.
Are these wheels only on the X300s?
I think so. Yeah, that was an X300 thing. This is the S-Type R, the supercharged, souped-up version of the Jaguar S-Type. This had the 4.2 V8, so whereas the XJR had the 4-litre V8, these had the 4.2, very similar engine to that. In the XKR, the two-door car, the coupes and the convertibles. But here, the same engine in the 4-door body shell of the S-Type. And these, by all accounts, these go like a rocket. Real wolf in sheep's clothing, these. Got another E-Type 2+2 here. It's got a late Series 1.
Some bird has defaced it.
Oh, is that a passing pigeon? Oops. I hear dog.
I smell bacon.
I smell bacon as well.
There was some people actually who had like rows of sausages and
Did
bacon
they?
in the back of that. It was like an XR300.
Oh, very good, very well prepared.
Yeah, the whole
Next to the E-Type 2+2 we have the Daimler version of the XJ Series 3.
Thank you. So Peter Fleming's doing our judging today.
It's a very groovy American Ford pickup here. That sounds very purposeful indeed.
If the minions can come back to our best and show, like, if you want to stay in the ring, if you want to stay in the ring for sports cars and convertibles, you can do. Sports cars and convertibles and sports American cars.
So we've got the front door open now on the Trojan, which was a license-built Heinkel, of course, right-hand drive these were. And yeah, this belongs to the gent who owns the Hillman alongside and a Renault 4CV. But yeah, whereas on the Isetta, the steering column assembly all comes out with the door and gives you like an open entry and exit into here. This one, the column is fixed, so it's a little bit more tricky to clamber around. But once you're in, it's actually quite wide seating for two people there. So that's a really cool little car, isn't it? Lots of classic Americana over here, bright yellow Stingray. Next to the Ford LTD wagon. What an incredible car that is, with a fake wood down the side. That couldn't be any more 1970s. Well, they're saying that, it's in 1968, so slipping a bit there, aren't we? There's the Mark 1 Fiesta there, special edition. Yeah, the big caddy. There's two Mustangs that we saw negotiating the speed hump of doom on the way in. And a very un-American Nissan Bluebird, quite a rare sight now. Mustang. And on the end here, this magnificent 59 that we saw just pulling in the distance a little while ago. What an incredible looking car that is. Registration CDZ 1959. You need a sizable garage to house one of those beauties. Over here, the Ford Sierra XR4i, the three-door hatchback, with a pretty bonkers wing on the back. Very distinctive looking cars indeed. So it's all three-door, but they have these sort of funny little window arrangements on the side, which I think was unique to these. The regular three-door Sierras just had one huge rear side window, not this split affair of the XR4i. Next to that, the 325i BMW. Very cool Renault 5 Turbo here. Love the wheels. The old Ronal wheels. Dealer plate on the front. Yeah, very nice too. There's that slightly mad Skoda. Isn't the engine usually in the back in these? Next to the Skoda, a lovely little Fiesta there, the Mark 1. Slightly mad Reliant.
It's great, that, isn't it? There's a very funny YouTube video of that online.
Oh, going round.
Being ragged around the Nürburgring.
Yes, that's right. They sure it's that one, was it?
Yes, it is.
There's the XR 4x4.
All 850cc or 750, whatever it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Did your mum tell you around the corner?
Great little Austin J40, the Joy 40 pedal car, based very much on the late 40s Austin A40 Devon. What do we have under the trees? The Mark 1 MX5, big wheels on this one. I know someone will approve of that. Next to that, quite a late example of the 5 Series, the E34 5 Series.
Seen the door mirrors on it?
Hmm?
Well, that's actually really nice.
Yeah. Retro mirrors. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite funky. I know you'd have it like that, yes. I know.
Wheel space, isn't it?
That's exactly how you'd have it, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Whole gaggle of MGs here. MGB. There's the ZS. And there's that lovely Veritone Magnet, complete with many badges and a fine pair of Lucas lamps with covers. Yeah, some lovely badges on there. The AA badge, that's a commercial vehicle AA badge. And this very nice RAC, the Octagon MG Car Club, the RAC Potteries, and in the end there, Glyndebourne Festival Society. Yeah, but yeah, I do like these lamps. We'll carry on down here, past various Bs, bonnet up on this powder blue Roadster. Very nice early car with the pull door handles, as opposed to the usual handles that you see on these, like the one next to it, that great example in grey. How clean is that? And you can see the push button door handles, which you see on most MGBs nowadays. The pull handles are restricted just to the very early MGBs. And on the end here, that RV8 that I saw coming in a little while ago. So these were built up around the heritage body shells. Complete body shells went into production many years ago so that people restoring regular MGBs could save even the rustiest of cars. And it was decided that it would be a good idea to take some of these remanufactured body shells and convert them into what you see here, the RV8 with the Rover V8 engine. Quite a posh car compared to the earlier MGB V8s. Yeah, very nice car. Usually either red or green, as you see here. It's that time again. It's certainly filled up a little bit round here since we came. Let's have a quick scoot down here just in case there's anything we missed of an oldish bent. Got a Honda Integra Type R here. I'll park next to one of these. Where was it? Thorsby Park, perhaps? May have even been. It may well have been, yeah.
I was going the wrong way then.
Yeah, someone in one of these waved at us today. I wonder if it was that one. There's that M3E46. Yeah, we saw the Mazda before. We caught that one, didn't we? Let's carry on over the back. Quite a few later cars here today. You always get a bit of a mixture, old and not so old. A lovely air-cooled 911 here. Very nice. And this, I'm told, is a Brabus modified Smart 4.4. Imagine that's quite exciting. Let's carry on over here. Various sports cars over the back there. And here, a TT, surely a future classic. I think these are great looking cars. Not too big, because you know, usually when you see cars they sort of evolve over the years and they get bigger and fatter and blobbier. But these early TTs I think are very sharp looking cars, especially these coupes. I think they're just really neat looking cars. I'm sure this one took it very easy over the speed hump of doom. So well used E39 BMW here.
That's the problem. Once you've got
Bonnet up on the immaculate 3 Series here. Chrysler Crossfire. These were based on the Mercedes-Benz SLK of the same era.
have 2, please.
Bentley Arnage, and a very nice early B Roadster on the steel wheels, which we like. We approve of those.
67.
Yeah, push buttons, doors.
Just the nice steering wheels that you get on these ones.
Yeah, they have nice interiors, don't they? And always nice inside. The little vinyl seats and a sprung steering wheel. Very nice too. Needs to get his needs to get the roof panels in pronto. The owner of the Saab Cabriolet on the end won't have that problem. Their roof is raised. The classic 900 here, the original Saab 900. This is a slopey front revised car. Very nice. 1985cc, I think. Front wheel drive, 2 litre. By this point in time, I think they were all 16 valves. Yeah, good cars. Used to be a bit prone to scuttle shake, I believe, although I've never driven one, so I'm only going off what I've read. Yeah, great wafter, very, very nice too. LPT, could that be low pressure turbo? I think the 900S's were the low pressure turbo cars. We appear to be experiencing a bit of precipitation, so I think we will go and hide back in the car for a little while. MX5 magazine. The classic cars you must drive before you die. Right.
It's the severity where people aren't sure whether to die.
Yeah, is it going to rain properly or is it just going to be a passing drizzle? That is the question.
Maybe remove your leaflets.
I think I better close this window. It's just starting. Oh dear.
What up?
Oh dear. Oh yes, just in time. Zzz. Nice doggy. Oh, keep fit windows in these. No electric windows in this one. Still, we've done pretty well to get this far, I think, without any of the damp stuff. But this is probably a good time to break out the sandwiches, I suspect. Mark II MX5 passes Mark I.
A bit of history, friends, something we kind of forget about because we're always thinking about the sports cars. So
I'm not sure I remember this Rover P6 on the end of Stag Row. Rover 2000. Nice pair of no-tech lamps on the front, the old no-tech blue spots. One's fog, one's spot.
from 1970 to 1979 includes Americans. So if you've got an American vehicle. Remember also, if you are the best in show later on, so we have the first and second prize for each.
There's that amazing Ford Bronco. That sounds fantastic.
We still got the oil. It's more than death there. You put in the
Bit of history on this immaculate 1600E. Purchased 1994, in need of significant restoration. This included extensive bodywork. Approximately 90% of the exterior was replaced using genuine new panels. Wow. It's an incredible looking car, and it's just started to tip it down. I think the auto jumbles will start packing up pretty soon. It's no fun having all these stock out in the rain.
5-speed gearbox, and obviously the steering wheel's different, but I'd say all wood trim and everything, and that's been really
Back inside again. Brolly's out over there. Lovely W108, the V8 car. So I think technically it's actually the W109. The 108 was the 6-cylinder. That's got the 3.5 litre V8. Over here next to the XJR we have the Bentley Continental, is it the Continental T? I think the big two-door bruiser. Is it? Yes, it is the T. I do think those are quite a handsome son of a gun.
Yeah.
There's the little Trabant we saw driving in just a moment ago. Left-hand drive, 2-stroke. Made at Zwickau in East Germany. Shades of A40 Farina around the front, I think. Does the alternator hang out the front on all Trabants of this era?
Since I come home, well, my body. Why don't you come on? I sing myself to sleep, bear my way, so let it go.
There's that lovely P4. Again, the clap hand doors, forward hinge the front and rear hinge back doors. Hope you can hear me okay. Yeah, isn't that nice? That's the model after the Cyclops, the Rover 75.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Get that bit out, I'm alright.
A mini body shell mounted, I think, on Suzuki Grand Vitara 4x4 running gear. So that's pretty different. We got another Chevy Monte Carlo here. Another later arrival, a little Fiesta.
Okay, that was a bit faster, so I'll do a slow one.
Classic car, man.
I believe the Jaguars are just preparing to head off into the arena, and I can see the mighty Mark 9, that beautiful Mark 9 Jaguar heading out. What a handsome machine. Quite a few years we've seen these racing at Goodwood at the Revival, and they are a sight to behold. These gargantuan saloons on their door handles racing around. How fantastic is that? Swiftly pursued by that lovely XJ 6 Series 1, manual overdrive no less. What a stunner that is. That really is a beauty. What a beautiful shape.
There's an awful game there, but that's... yes, I know. She's been down there.
Lots of Jaguars in the arena here now.
Now, I talk a lot on telly about, on ITV4, lots of Monday Outfit book, about lots of fun stuff that's coming out, and
If you haven't yet, and you're enthusiastic about it, you're very welcome in our club. They run the club under Ford, so they tend to run it under a model number, like an XJ. Yeah, so that's the club. Good mixture of cars, and again, the other thing we always say to people look at is what they used to say was a long day over a different body.
remember these. Well, this one has featured in the small space, well, a bit of illustrating anything about world, something else, in the arena. And yeah, coming in before. Some about 6,000 miles there. Posher. What they like value-wise, if you equal my life, this is a one-owner car before me, and I took the car on when the original owner passed away 3-4 years ago. And you've known this car, beautiful example, and they seem to look tired really quickly. So you see a lot of them on the road, well, probably 10 years ago now, that aren't on the road. And I'm presuming, is that because of parts availability, or people didn't like them? This is an interesting car because the original owner became its own bit.
Would you look at that sky now?
Used regularly as well.
We need a wing.
This Series 1 won Best Jaguar here today. Well deserved too. Fantastic looking car.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 1980s vehicles next. Let's just say goodbye to our Jaguar and Daimler cars and from the arena. So 1980s cars next. So that's 1918 through to 1989. So if you've got something from 1980 to 1989, including anything American, then we would love to welcome you into the arena. One of our award winners. So 1980s cars next for the arena, 1980s cars, then that will be followed later by 1990s cars. You have, particularly if you've got something American, again that's included. If you've been in the ring before for the other class, let's see you here.
Let's have a look in the G's.
1980s cars next. Renault 5 Turbo followed by the good old Austin Ambassador. And the ring ding ding of the Trabant behind it.
Look at the headlight.
And the mighty Citroen CX Prestige.
Austin Ambassador.
And everybody else goes for, you know, your XR3s or whatever. What's specific about the Renault 5 GT Turbo that you like?
The drive, to be honest with you. They're lively. They're just handle the road well. I really enjoy it, to be honest. To get it where it was, I built basically one car out of two cars because it was really a rally car when I first got it. So yeah, so I just spent a lot of time in the garage and built it from the ground up, really.
And what kind of things have you had to replace?
As it is now, it's a 325 6-pot. The one of the more desirable ones would have been a 2-door as well. So.
Anything modified on it, or have we just got a completely stock? Well. Right, so what have you done to this car in terms of modifications? There are some bits.
Well folks, despite all odds, the weather actually hasn't been too bad, apart from a couple of sharpish showers earlier on. We've been so lucky with the weather, and for that we are very, very grateful. I think we've probably seen most of the old cars that are here today. Like I say, this is day one of a 2-day event here at Capesthorne. We're not back here tomorrow, so yeah, hopefully this just gives you a bit of an idea of what we saw here today on day one. Thank you so much for watching. There are other Capesthorne videos from previous years elsewhere here on the Old Classic Car channel, so please check them out while you're here. And there'll be many, many more videos along very, very soon. So bye for now.